Hello and welcome to the Critically Clueless. I'm Monk, and today we are in Mountain Blade 2 Bannerlords. Yes, that's right, and we are completing our Let's Play series. I say completing as if it's the end. This is not the end. No. This is the beginning, guys, because in this episode today, now we've got our money, a quick look at all of that fancy jazz we've got. We are going to be starting our own kingdom, at least. We're going to attempt to start our own kingdom, and there's a few things we need to do in this episode in order to get us there. Primarily, make sure that our garrisons are actually stocked, because of course, if we are starting our own kingdom, then that means, yes, that's right, we are going to war. Can we defend our kingdom from the onslaught, which is going to be, the kingdom that we're currently under vassalage with, trying to get revenge? Well, we hope so. But like I said, one thing we need to do early is try and make sure that our garrisons are actually stocked with a good level of troops. Really, for me, it's my towns. My towns need to be pretty good. I'd also quite like to get married before we start our own kingdom, as well, as once you are already in your kingdom, it can be a little bit tricky sometimes to get married, especially if you're at war with somebody you wanted to get married to. So yeah, a couple of things we need to sort out. Also, food bank. We need a food bank. I like to have my capital, whichever city that happens to be the one that I want to keep the most, I like to have a little storage of extra food just in case. So that's just another thing that we need to tick off in this episode. And hopefully, I know I'm forgetting something. Parties. We need to make sure that our parties are actually stocked up with troops as well. If we do all those things, then hopefully we are going to be ready for our own kingdom. Wow, that was a lot of troops. Very cool. But don't forget, guys, if you are enjoying this playthrough and you want to see more episodes, or you just like Mountain Blade Bannerlords, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and think about joining our Discord. We have an active and growing Discord. The link for it is down in the description, and we have a ton of members, all of them, well, a great deal of them playing Bannerlords, and we're there to help you guys out. So if you're stuck on a problem or you just want to share a story, you know where the link is. So we have 40 to donate, which is pretty cool. That's a good old number. Now, it really doesn't matter too much about quantity when it comes to your garrison. You could have it full of tier 1 troops. And what I found is the AI tend to look at that number. So if you have, 400 level 1 troops in there, and then you've got obviously your militia as well, that being 200-300, then people are going to be looking at as a 700 troop fight. And of course, the 700 troop fight, most people aren't going to want to take. Don't forget, there are going to be armies roaming around, 1,000, 2,000 troops. So it doesn't mean that you're not going to have to defend, but it just means that you're less likely to. I quite like to do most of my battles out and about rather than within sieges defending or attacking. I just find the game's a bit more stable when you're kind of like on land attacking, and I feel like those battles are a lot easier to win as well. Nice amount of troops in there. We need to kind of go village to village, just making sure that we pick up as many troops as possible. Now, in the last episode, we done a massive smith episode. It was nothing but smithing in that episode, and we made absolute bank. We've managed to level up our smithing now, where we're able to create the best two-handed swords in the game, and we're able to sell them for a pretty penny as well. Hence why we're now able to print money, hence why we have over 2 million dinars, and hence why we are now in a position where starting up our own kingdom is going to be absolutely possible without really sweating it. The first month, 2 months is going to be tricky. We are going to have to pay out peace deals. We are going to have to pay out multiple peace deals because of where we are. Not only is Britannia or Brittany going to attack us like mad, and we're going to have to probably declare peace on them. Sturgia, again, they may be a small kingdom in our little area, but they're also going to want war with us. Not only are they going to want war with us, but I believe we are bordering the Western Empire. So they're going to want war with us as well. And I believe Valandia isn't too far away as well. So there's a good chance they also might want war. So there's quite a few nations that we're going to have to go to peace with. Are we going to be able to get influence quick enough to declare peace? I don't know. There's a lot that we're going to have to do in the next episode. It's going to be quite exciting. These last few episodes, I feel, have been the best episodes in the series so far. It's quite an exciting time because we're going to have so much to do. It just depends on what we're going to be able to do in order that we're going to be able to do it in. Let's go check this out as well. Any more troops for us to grab? Yes, and that does put us over the limit, but we're right next to a town, so we're going to pop in here. And there we go again. That puts us way, way over, but it's okay. Let's quickly check the tavern and hire as many troops as possible. There's only 270 troops in here, which is a little bit disappointing. I was hoping there'd be a lot more. This is an exposed town and possibly a town that I'm going to need to keep an eye on when we go all independent. I'm going to get rid of all of these troops, leaving us around 50 or so troops that we need to gather up for us to be full. The fact that we have a 200 march size is definitely a good thing. That's not too bad. I would like to be clan tier 5 before starting my own kingdom. I'm not. It is what it is. We're not going to wait any longer. Because if we were clan tier 5, not only would we have that bigger march size, but my parties would also have that bigger march size. Now, I do not have the best companions for parties. It's just something I failed to pick up early game, unfortunately. Maybe with a little bit of time, we're able to recruit better companions for that job. But we will have to make do. Let's just pop over here. Oh, Sturgeon's running away. Grab up any troops we can grab. So we're doing okay. We're managing to recruit a ton of troops that we are putting into our various garrisons. And all of them are pretty well stocked, especially the first couple we got. They are very, very well stocked, and that's kind of to be expected. What do we have here? Another peace agreement. Okie dokie. I should probably spent a load of this influence, because all of that influence that I have currently, when I do declare my own kingdom, I will not have that influence. So all your influence gets reset to 0. I know that some people have tried to build up their level of influence before starting their own kingdom, but I'm here to tell you guys that that influence is kingdom influence. That's the influence that you have within your own kingdom. Just pop these in. There we go. Over 400 troops in there now. That's very quickly changed. So Omar's not doing too bad. We do need to collect more troops, so the more we get, the absolute better it's going to be for us. Plus, we are currently missing 50 troops on our own as well. Nice. All of these have refilled pretty much, which is cool. Obviously, we just stripped these of troops. Now, I believe we have actually got the dragon banner to do as well. We have gathered all the pieces, so that's something we're going to be working on. I believe I'm actually going to... I'm going to go on the Empire's side this time round. So whenever we do create whatever we create, we're going to be going for Empire laws. That is a huge amount of troops that we have there. That's a big garrison. I have actually chosen a couple of perks to increase our garrison size. And we do have a decent leadership, to be fair. Kind of invested in focal points early on in this playthrough for leadership and stewardship. So both of them are doing pretty well. I actually, unfortunately, need ability points in both to, in order to increase them. And for that, we need to level up. Although I should be due an ability point or attribute point pretty soon. Still have a ton of crafted weapons on us. Believe it or not, I haven't actually crafted any more weapons since the last episode. I've just been going around selling all the crafted weapons that we had and then buying all of the daggers that we could. So all of these weapons I still have on me to sell. They're the same weapons that I created in the last episode. We did create an awful ton. Like we created a lot. Just need to get all of this food. We need a variety of food for our own morale. If we're going to go to war, we want our troops to be happy and chumped and, ready to go. We definitely do not want them to retreat, and flee from us. So high morale is good. Plus, we want a ton of grain or fish or something like that in our stocks, in our storage, just in case we get locked in a siege. We don't want to get starved out. Sometimes, like I said, you can get marches of 2,000 troops. Now, I certainly do not have a march size to counter that. And when we declare on my own kingdom, I'm not going to be able to gather that kind of march size. We're talking 500, 600, 700 troops at most, which means we may well get locked inside a siege. So I want to make sure that we have food to fall back on just in case that happens. And of course, if we do end up in a siege, we have been training up our trusty bow for just an occasion to help out. I actually need to create myself my own two-handed weapon as well, because I would like to put a little bit of points in that. Now for the chance to get a wife. Now I have previously spoke to her, and she is a top tier wife if ever you'd want one. And apparently I only have to get 2 points with her, which is fantastic. And we was ineffective. So top tip to anyone that's looking to bag themselves a wife, make sure you save before interacting with them, because if you do get an ineffective, you're not going to be able to repeat that. They will see that as a sign that you are not compatible. So I guess let's go on to option number 2. Just happens to be another eligible bacheloress within our walls. There we go. She will consider it. So let's talk to her again. And we should be able to interact our first test. So we need 3 points, guys. 3 points. I would choose options with the highest percentage chance, obviously. We've got some good 100% chances here. And there we go. We got ourselves 3 points. We didn't get any critical successes, but we did get 3 points. So I'll absolutely take them. Now, before we can have another chat with her, we're going to have to wait it out for a couple of days. If we wait it out, wait right here for a couple of days, we will be able to talk to her once again. And again, we're going to have another test. And if we pass that test, we're one step closer, guys. We just got to handle the fee. I'm not actually sure who her father is or who the head of their clan actually is. Obviously, I was trying to marry the king's daughter just now. That didn't go according to plan, unfortunately.
My greetings to you.
Let's try. There we go. Wasn't too soon. We're going to take it nice and easy. Play it safe. Got 1 down. Where are we going to go? There we go. We got 2 down. Last question. 80% chance once again. But we did it, guys. We are 1 step closer to marriage. So we just need to find the head of her clan now. And ask his permission to marry. And then we are all good. Let's see if he is actually in our keep already. I don't think he is. So let's look into the encyclopedia. Find Botania. These guys are going to be so mad when I leave them. Nope, that's not what we want. I actually find the encyclopedia quite interesting because you can see which clans are happy and which clans are not happy. There he is. And where is she? So she is only 19, which is actually really good. Not the fact that she's so young, but the fact that she isn't so old that we're not going to be able to have kids. So now we need to find our exact... It does say that he was taken hostage at one point. Hopefully that isn't too soon ago. And we'll click to track his location. But yeah, I really like the encyclopedia because you can see which clans are what, whether they're rich, whether they're poor. And of course, if they are poor, then that means that they're currently unhappy with the kingdom that they're in, indicating that you may be able to actually recruit them. So this could be my future father-in-law, but more importantly, I may be able to actually recruit his clan eventually to my own kingdom. As we saw right now, he is poor, so we're going to keep that in mind for later. But that's a really good way to, you know, find clans. When you, like, for instance, when I do create my own kingdom, I will be looking at Sturgia. They are one of the smallest kingdoms on the map. When we turn into a kingdom, we're going to be very similarly in size to them. We're going to have a lot of land, at least. We may not have the clans. So if we manage to beat them up a little bit, we may actually be able to recruit some of their clans over to us. And that will be really, really helpful for us because we will need to expand rather quickly. Let's have a look He should be somewhere around here. Ah, there he is. We got him. I wonder how much it's going to cost.
Not a face I know. What is your name, stranger?
Introduce ourselves. Declare our interest. And he's all cushy with that. Okie dokie. So let's try ourselves a little sword. Okay, that's cool. I was expecting to pay more, but hey, the crafted sword that I created was more than enough to bag me... more than enough to bag me a wife. And there we are in our birthday suit and all. I do need to buy some more clothes from the old... from the store. That's quite funny. I sold all of my clothes in episode 1, and I haven't yet gone in and actually sorted that out. That's quite funny, but there we go, guys. We have officially got married in our Let's Play series now. Now, we should have really done that a hell of a lot sooner, but hey, we had other priorities at the time. So let's see, we have sorted out our garrisons, we have gathered all of our food, and we have got married, which I believe is tick, tick, and tick. So we do need to just go and head back to our capital, or our safe haven, should I say, and declare ourselves a kingdom. I do need to pick up some half-decent troops along the way, however, because we are still a little bit light. And if we're going to declare a kingdom, I would like to have a full party at least. Talking of parties... Okay, so my wife is regrouping. We can't grab her right now. Now, she should either pop in our own party and our own group, or it will come up telling me wherever it is she will be, and then we can get her to regroup after that. It'd be interesting to see what kind of gear she has on her. I'm not sure I've ever married her before, so I've got no idea what kind of gear she actually has on her. Sometimes you can get some incredibly high tier loot off your wives or husbands, depending on, you know, how it is you are marrying. We are... Oh, I actually think we didn't need any of those. Oh, 1 or 2. And there we go. There's our baby. I think we got some pretty high-level troops in this garrison too. Keeping extra troops inside garrisons is a really good way. Just in case you end up, you know, going into battle, getting a bit battered, losing some top-tier troops. At least then you've got those replacements there in a garrison. Oh, darn. So I forgot to set up my parties, which means that when I set them up right now, they're all going to have precisely 0 troops. Which is a real problem, because that's an oversight and something they could have been doing for the last 20 minutes. The spice vendor is probably the right choice, to be fair. But let's try out someone else. You see, those two, the tracker and the one underneath him, were actually caravans for most of this Let's Play. So although they're not very good as a party leader right now, they have got skills that should benefit them as a party leader. It's just march size is not one of those. You are my prisoner. And we all know how much I like prisoners. Let's pop back in. I kind of need to just waste some time. I need my party members to actually round up some troops and be strong enough so we're actually ready to be at war. However, it looks like, I mean, that is a hell of a lot of parties right there, but it looks like our parties are just staying at that one town. I think they're failing to recruit troops. And so they're a little bit stuck and may need a little bit of help. Let's give it a little bit of time and see if they do actually move. No, they're not going to move. Okie dokie, so we're going to have to help them out. Let's grab some troops up. Now we are oversized, but we literally just need to go a tiny bit south. So let's have a look. Let's see if we can grab them up. Offer them some troops. Once they actually have some troops, they will start moving. It happens sometimes. The AI gets a little bit discombobulated.
It's been a while.
There we go. We've got our brother. And he currently has 21 troops. So apparently he tried. Let's pop in all of these troops and see what we can actually hand over to him. There we go. So he is on 89 troops, which is a hell of a lot better than it was beforehand. He should start moving about now. So we need to find some more troops. If we pop up here real quick, hopefully, fingers crossed, we get lucky. There'll be a good ton of troops in here. Tempted to go grab the looters. Nice. See if we can find another one too. Nice. We got loads of troops there. And again, grabbing up troops has never been easier. It's always better when you're grabbing from your own towns. They're more generous with their troops for a start. We're a little bit too far away to be over our troop limit. Otherwise, we get too many people desert. And like I said, it could be your top tier troops that are deserting. And you definitely don't want that. Declaring war, we absolutely want them at war with someone else, especially as they're about to go to war with us. May give them a little bit of distraction. It may give the other kingdom a bit of a distraction as well. Another thing with the kingdoms is that it looks very heavily at the number of troops that you have. It's very much a numbers game, which is why I was saying earlier about, stuffing your garrisons with low-level troops. Because, for instance, we have X amount of garrisons. Let's say we have 6 that are all loaded with 500 troops. Well, that reads that we have 3,000 troops, and so the other kingdoms are going to be looking at us with that kind of power scale. So if we can match them, if we are massively below them, that's going to determine how they interact with us. Can't quite. Let's see. There he is. I really should have kitted him out, with with gear. That's my bad. I do have some gear actually to pop on someone, but yeah, I haven't really been blessed with much decent gear within this playthrough, regardless of the fact that we've actually had some pretty good battles. Right, so he should be cushy now, or at least, you know, he's got some troops, so that's alright. Unfortunately, we have recruited the hell out of all of that. And we are still light troops as well, so let's see if we can grab some more and fill ourselves back up. It is a big army they've got running around. I don't really fancy fighting 1,000 troops with what we can gather. Especially as right now, my own parties are not there. And there we go, we are almost back up to 200 troops. Now, once we get a little bit of experience, there's a couple of policies that we can grab up real early. And that will give us, I think, 60 and 40 on our march size. So you're talking like an extra 100 march size. So it's not going to be too long before we have a 300 march size just ourselves. However, we actually have to acquire that influence and be able to afford to use that influence on those policies. Now I want to disband this. There we go. Let's wait some time and let's see if they're doing their business. I still need my troops to be gathering up as many troops as they can, or my parties, should I say. But I'm a little bit worried they're going to be too far away, so, or get recruited or once again in another bloody army. There's my brother at least. So now we're going to have to disband this army yet again. And where is my party member? There he is. We're going to give them a little bit of time to actually come over to us as well. So that way, you know, our troops, our lords, they're going to be in the right areas to defend our land. It looks like the tracker is now stuck. He is the third party member, leader, that we set off earlier. I could pull some troops from the garrison, but I really don't want to do that. Unfortunately, before you make your kingdom, there are definitely a few things that you can do to make your life easier. So that's what we're trying to get done in this episode. It's all about that preparation when it comes to starting up your own kingdom. God, in all that time, you only managed to get 17 troops. There we go. He's looking a bit better now. He has got 76, I believe that was. And let's recruit him up. And now let's see if we can grab ourselves those very troops back. There we go. So a march size of 439 right now. Now, none of our parties are actually full. So I reckon by the time everyone's full, we've got 3. I reckon we got at least another 150. And plus us as well. So I reckon maybe we've got a total march size of 650, which isn't too bad. I reckon we might be able to take a decent sized army, to be fair. I mean, don't get me wrong, I would prefer not to be outnumbered, but when you very first start out, there's not too much you can do about that. Just pop over here, see if we can grab any last troops. There we go, got some. Kind of keeping an eye on that army as well. They've got a lot of troops in the area. I know who they're fighting. But I'm also fully aware they can turn around and come raid my towns. The long march home. So now, guys, it's going to be time to take that big plunge and actually create our own kingdom. Now, we can't leave this kingdom right now because we're actually in an army. So let's disband our own army. And now leave the kingdom. Two options. Keep all of our buildings. Leave all of our buildings. Obviously, guys, we're going to choose to keep all of the land that we have managed to gather. Now we need to talk to the governor, which is our trusty companion, and declare ourselves a brand new kingdom. And then, of course, we can set our own laws. And remember, we're going to go for empire in this one because we're actually going to try and put the, go on the empire side when it comes to the main mission. Name the kingdom. Oh, I don't know what to name this kingdom. I quite like Vikings and that whole thing. So maybe the North Sea Empire or just North Sea. But yeah, let me know down in the comments, guys, if you have a name for my kingdom. What do you reckon it should be? Let me know down in the comments. I'd be very interested to see what you got. The best answer will get to name the kingdom. And there we have it. We have created our very own kingdom within this episode and our Let's Play series. Really, guys, the game is on now because the next episode we have to try and survive this initial onslaught. We've got enough money. Can we get enough influence? But hopefully you've enjoyed this episode, guys. If you have, give us a like. And if you haven't, then I'm really sorry. Don't join me in episode 27 next week. But there will be another episode next week. So until then, I will catch you guys later. Happy gaming.